SAT or ACT? That is the question. When I was in high school, the line of thinking was, if I want to attend an in-state university, I should take the ACT. If I want to go out of state, I should take the SAT. It's no longer the case. Every university I know of, including Harvard, accepts the results from either test, without a preference for one over the other. Then why is the SAT all everyone seems to be talking about? Great question. Well, in 2015, College Board, the organization behind the SAT, changed their scoring process and test format to be more comparable to that of the ACT. More significantly, they paid the state of Michigan more money than ACT, resulting in College Board winning the contract over ACT and the SAT being administered in Michigan public high schools in April ever since. All that to say, that doesn't mean you necessarily have to submit SAT scores. So let's be sure your child is preparing for the test that better reflects their aptitude. Now, we could talk about some of the main differences between the two tests, like how the SAT has a math with calculator section, as well as a math non-calculator section, while on the ACT math section, students are permitted to use a calculator on all 60 questions. Also, the SAT math score accounts for 50% of the student's overall score, 33% of which is from the math with calculator section, and 17% from the math non-calculator section, while the ACT math score only counts for 25% of the overall score, as do the English, reading, and science sections. In addition, the ACT has a section dedicated to science, which is worth 25% of the overall score, whereas the SAT does not have a science section. That being said, it's usually 1 to 2 out of the 5 reading passages that are science-based, and about 1 out of the 4 writing and language passages that contain science content, but definitely not enough to account for 25% of the student's overall score the way that it does on the ACT. I used to have this kind of conversation with parents when trying to determine whether the SAT or ACT was the better route for their child to go. But then I realized something. As humans, we tend to be pretty bad at self-assessing our strengths and weaknesses. I also don't believe in having students take both tests to compare the results and then focus on the one that had a higher score, because the student's focus, energy levels, and distractions all would have varied from one test date to another. At Zara Tutoring, we have students take our SAT, ACT diagnostic at home in one 3.5-hour sitting, which includes 2 5-minute breaks, and parents have been pleased with the format of the test, the accuracy of the results, and the 9-page report that states which test the student scored better on, as well as a thorough analysis of each section. I also provide about a 15-minute audio analysis. Regardless which diagnostic you choose to use, I believe a good SAT, ACT diagnostic is the first step to take in helping your child along their standardized test prep journey. And remember, you got this.